Hello and welcome to a Dominion League match here in Season 75. We have a D1 match between davidr and Skumpy. Featured match here. This is the beginning of the season, so both of these players are playing their first match here, trying to set the tone. And this season, it is recommended to play with the patient timer. So timers new to the Dominion games. Patient is very forgiving. Let's see here. So davidr has not played too many seasons in League. Pretty new. Skumpy's been here for a while. Alright, looks like they're going to get started. Yeah, Skumpy's been playing since Season 21. Possibly with some breaks, possibly not. Bouncing around between C and D division mostly, a little bit of B. Alright, let's take a look at the first kingdom. We got Urchin, also Militia. That's pretty good opening. Although there is a mass, which means you can open with a 5 cost. What comes with the ferryman? Is it stockpile? Huh. I think that'll work well. So yeah, actually opening ferryman is a reasonable thing to do. But so you could open ferryman militia, and you could open urchin militia. You definitely want the trashing that comes from urchin. Inspiring fishing village. That's what is that? That's even more actions. No, inspiring only works on the turn you play it. The duration is not being played. It's just giving you an effect on the following turn. Okay, so we have Militia Urchin from davidr and Ferryman Urchin from Skumpy. Looks like no collision for davidr, so doesn't get the upside. We have a double stockpile play. I'm a little confused how that happened. How did Skumpy get two stockpiles? What am I missing? How did they get two ferrymen? Oh, they opened double ferryman. I misunderstood. And then we have militia urchin. Okay. Now, Skumpy did pick up an urchin. I don't know if they have any other attack, though, so that might not do anything. And we have an activation for davidr. Ah, okay. So Skumpy did pick up 2 urchins. They just didn't get the collision they wanted. So ferrymans are going to enter empty, but I don't. Then cities are going to become really good. So they might empty. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah. If you're getting a bunch of cities, then you don't really need that many fishing villages. Maybe some courtyards. So no collision yet for Skumpy. I don't like the militia for Skumpy necessarily. It's a little bit redundant with Urchin Mercenary. There's a lot of chatter from davidr. Kind of unusual. I think I'd just be slamming Ferryman. But getting a pair of fishing villages is pretty good. Ooh, fishing village courtyard. I don't know about that. Alright, so we have an activation for Skumpy. It's a rough discard. There's one stockpile out and about. I think probably davidr's. So, as Skumpy, I would get the ferryman, I think. Either this turn or next turn. I'm not sure what Connection X strategist is trying to make there. I mean, urchins don't require a village. Alright, so no mercenary yet for davidr. Hopefully next turn. Pardon? Why are you keeping that estate in hand? Just for fun? Okay, going for a double mercenary is Skumpy. I like that. You're pretty late to get a mercenary. Turn off auto return. Manages to top deck the mercenary, so gets the trash before davidr does. davidr providing some commentary on the subject. I mean, this should be a fishing village. I don't know what else there is to consider. I guess he could get a courtyard. Pretty bad turn for Skumpy here. They see their 2 estates. Or their 2 fishing villages and their 2 estates and no mercenary. So davidr only has the one mercenary, and it just missed their shuffle. So not great. I think in retrospect they should have gotten a second mercenary, but hard to know that. If the draws are better, you don't need them. That's a lot of stockpiles for davidr. I didn't even know they had that many. Hmm. This could be some courtyards. Probably not 3 courtyards. That's too many terminals, I think. Yeah. Interesting order. I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to play Ferryman first. Might have been able to trash that estate. This is a very good turn for Skumpy here. No plus buy. They really need that Ferryman to unlock their payload. Draw is pretty tough at the moment, but it'll get better with city activation. Uh, was it correct to discard that estate? I'm not convinced. I would have discarded the Stockpiles, davidr. You might not have anything to trash here. Maybe courtyards will empty. And that's an interesting choice. Like, why not use Inspiring to play the courtyard? I don't see any. I guess if you wanted to trash the fishing village, maybe? Alright, it managed to work out for davidr. Although, on my line, they would have been able to trash an estate. They could just pick up the last ferryman to activate their cities. I think they're the only one with cities. Yeah. Womp womp. You just can't even play the mercenary. It's gonna be city, of course. I don't know why you discard that estate. Are you not planning to trash this turn? Apparently not. Stopping here. Okay. Apparently not stopping here, just doing a really weird order. I guess the order isn't that weird. Because inspiring on militia. I suppose that does make militia better, the inspiring trait of Fishing Village. Alright, do we have plus buy outside of Stockpile? Only for tier 2 cities, right? So there might be some value in holding on to a stockpile, potentially. But davidr thinks, nah, I'll spend them all. That's a lot of cities, okay. Trouble is, I don't know. I don't think cities are going to reach tier 2 anytime soon. I mean, excuse me. Once they reach tier 2, you potentially just give your opponent a way to win. So there's no way to activate cities during your turn with like mid-turn gaining. So if you empty a pile, you just give your opponent an opportunity to end the game on their terms. Interesting choice. Why not play what? Why not play the mercenary there? Like you certainly want to play that mercenary, don't you? Why aren't we playing the mercenary? What? What are we doing? Okay. That probably is correct. But again, I would have preferred to trash the estate. I'm not sure where Skumpy goes from here. It's a little tricky. Okay, you get a clean draw here. Cleanish. Alright, the last two stockpiles for Skumpy. Meanwhile, davidr has two stockpiles left. Skumpy is pretty close to drawing deck. They've got good deck control. They just have, I think, 3 junk cards, 2 estates, and 1 copper. So they might want to add a pirate or gold here. On the other hand, maybe this game is going to be over and you just look for a way to position... What? Okay, holding on to the stockpiles. Is 2 cities enough to threaten? I'm trying to think. What if davidr buys 3 courtyards? Can Skumpy end it? I don't think they have enough money to get 3 cities and green. I mean, holding on to the stockpiles is reasonable as Skumpy. I'm just trying to figure out what his path to victory is. There's the mercenary. Was that discarded? Okay. So if davidr empties courtyards, does he just win? Skumpy has a gold and 2 stockpiles. That's 9 coins. They can definitely get up to 11, possibly 12, 13, 14. I think 14 is pretty much as Skumpy can make. So it should be pretty safe for davidr to empty courtyards, and now they just have the tier 3 or tier 2, whatever you want to call it, cities. They have 5 to 2. And Skumpy can't gain any more cities because that makes it too easy for davidr to pile. So yeah, I think I'd empty courtyards as davidr. So trash 2 copper here. Empty courtyards. You give up the stockpiles. I guess you could just not trash at all with mercenary. You should have enough draw. Since you're adding the 3 courtyards. I think it's kind of a lock. I guess you only have 11 coins the following turn. So it's not really a lock, but it does give you a lot of pile pressure. Yeah, I'm not so sure anymore. It's definitely safe to empty courtyards, but I don't know if it's such a winning line. Because you really do kill your economy. Well, not really. Right, you lose 2 stockpiles, that's -6, but you gain 5 more from the cities, and you are net on bias. 4 times urchin. He doesn't have the bias for that. Oh, the following turn. Right. No, I don't think so. That costs 12 coins. He's only going to have, at most, he's going to have 9, 11. No, he could get 13, actually. Which isn't enough to get points along with the urchins, but it is something to keep in mind. Incredibly, the timer is about to run out. It's a rare thing. Alright, choosing not to trash with mercenary. I think that's correct. Yep, and getting the courtyards. Okay. I didn't count the 2 extra coins from the cities. Skumpy might have a losing tie. But they don't have the... Oh, they do have plus 5. Ooh, I wonder. It's going to be kind of close. Let's count it out again. So we have 9 from treasures. 10 from treasures. I think there's a copper left. 12 with the cities. 14 with the militia. And then you can get 2 extra from mercenary. So you can only get to 16. So... Ooh, okay. So can Skumpy empty urchins and buy an estate? I think they can. Yeah, so Skumpy actually might just be able to win. Oh, it's not looking great, though. The mercenary has to target, like, 2 cards. They should have targeted Ferryman, I think. Ooh. Oh. It's there. Okay. They didn't need the mercenary. Why didn't they need the mercenary? How'd they have 16? Ah, Fishing Village gives coins. Did you guys know that? I forgot. Well, I was wrong. I thought that it was safe to take the 3 courtyards. I thought that was kind of the best line. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do as davidr there. You have an advantage with the cities, but it seems hard to actually realize that advantage. Wow, davidr is let's see. Well, I'll just say maybe a bad communicator. All right, this next game. Is missing plus actions. We probably want to play with Sea Witch. We definitely want to play with Sailor. I mean, Highwayman's pretty good too. It's tough to choose a terminal, you know? I mean, buying Enchantress on a turn that you play Sailor could also be worthwhile. But you could just do it with Caravan Guard. Maybe that's better. That is technically plus actions while it lasts. But only if you have plus buy. And the only way to get plus buy at the moment is to buy a Council Room, which is terminal. There's also improve. And then fortune theoretically, but I don't know. I would never get a gladiator here. I'm curious to see what the players do with their 3 copper hands. Nothing really appeals to me. Improve. I would open improve. And I just plan to turn it into a sailor. Yeah, that seems good. Caravan Guard trigger from Sea Witch? I don't think it works that way. Oh, it doesn't work with Sailor either, because it plays at that turn. Yeah, never mind. There's no plus actions. Caravan Guard? I prefer improve. Don't know what you do here as davidr. Another improve? Okay. Little unlucky for davidr to not see the improve. I'm so tempted to play with Enchantress in this situation. But Sea Witch or Highwayman has to be better. Oh well, the improve shows up anyway. This could be anything for davidr, but it could be a trade. Probably not worth it. Yeah, Seer's pretty good, but I would want to play with one of those terminal 5 cost cards. Like, if you don't want to play with Sea Witch, then buy Highwayman. It's a good card. Does Skumpy have no terminal actions? That's a mistake. I think I play with Highwayman. Once my opponent has 2 sailors, the Sea Witch isn't as attractive. So can you improve into Sailor here and play it with the Sailor? We're about to find out, I think. It's all kind of awkward, though. How many Sailors do you want? Why no Enchantress, Iris asks. Well, there's an Enchantress, but I would have thought the reason was because you want to use your terminal space for Sea Witch or Highwayman. However, Skumpy has decided to go with a zero terminal approach. Can't say that I approve. They're sticking with it. I would like everybody to know that Highwayman is a good card. davidr bought Gladiator, which I do not endorse. This is very bizarre. When I looked at this board, I thought, well, the most important card is Sea Witch. Unless it's Highwayman. If you hate an attack card, it generally indicates that it's strong. Not always, but generally. Alright, Skumpy has decided on a terminal in its Council Room, a card that will always draw dead. Well, unless it's a pig. Whoa. Skumpy's holding on to all their estates, question mark? Okay. I am very baffled. I sympathize with Skumpy. Okay, you're right. Skumpy does have a lot of seers. Which begs the question of why they have a council room. I guess they really want the plus spy. Can they take advantage of it? Maybe. They've got the silvers now. It's an expensive, almost ruined market, that council room. Skumpy probably would have preferred to have alternating sailors. But you can't always get what you want. Sailors will do what they do. It's usually wrong to pass up playing them. Yeah, with Fairground in the kingdom, your opponent can really force you to just take a bunch of, like, all 8 provinces. That's really rough. Maybe you have to play with plus spy. I don't know. Yeah, my intuition could be wrong here. Oh, not only is it a rune market for you, but it draws your opponent a card. Yeah, I guess you probably don't play a council rune this turn. This could be another trade. That'd be a pretty good trade. Yeah, let's go trade. Oh, that's a really bad hand. Unlucky. some would say. Meanwhile, davidr holding on to an improve and this gladiator that has never been played, I think. I think it's been played once. But we can improve a sailor into another sea witch. That's pretty good. Oh, I guess we're buying a sea witch. We can improve the improve, I suppose. You certainly have an overabundance of terminals right now. That improve isn't accomplishing much. And you can never play it on the same turn as you play improve gladiator, so gladiator's pretty much just a dead card. I'm not sure that Skumpy needed more draw, but I don't know. It's a weird game. I'm not sure I know how to play it right. There's no rush to get provinces, Iris. Like, Fairgrounds offers quite a lot of VP, and Skumpy's got the extra plus buy. You know, the curses might even help Skumpy for trade target. Getting like 2 more silvers would, I think, kind of complete the deck. Then they can start double provincing. These, like, sailors are frustrating, though. Do you play Council Room? You can get a 3 cost, like a Caravan Guard. That doesn't seem very good. I mean, I would really strongly consider only playing 1 sailor. Just so I can get double province each turn. What are we doing here? Caravan Guard? Is that worth playing the Council Room? I don't know. I don't like playing both sailors. So you have 8 silver, excuse me, 8 coins worth of silver, right? Or do you have 10 now? Oh no, you have 12 now. Okay. So you have 12 coins worth of silver. Sailor brings up to 14. If you have 2 caravan guards on top, now you can double province all the while. So I think if Skumpy just sets up alternating 1 sailor, 2 caravan guards each turn, they'll have a kind of perfect deck. It's not too much money, Iris. Just this turn because of the double sailor. Okay, we're playing Gladiator. Why? I'm not sure what davidr is going to do. They have no starting cards in their deck. They got that going on. I don't know where you go from here. It seems kind of over. Alright, what are we doing here, Skumpy? Wow. I'm really surprised by that. I am actually baffled by that. I mean, you can't double province this turn. So what if the opponent takes the last seer? What are you even buying with your other buy? I think I would have done province trade there as Skumpy. But I mean, it's hard to lose this game. Please don't play both sailors. Have you ever considered, Skumpy, not playing that second sailor? It's driving me crazy. Did the gladiator get trashed to sailor? That's funny. I don't think emptying piles is gonna move the needle anyway. I guess curses can run just over time, so maybe davidr is thinking. Skumpy sure is taking their sweet time greening, so. You need to trade if you want to hit double province next turn, Skumpy. So you might as well do it. I guess you can trade next turn. But why did you play both sailors? Messing with me, man. Alright, game 2 goes to Skumpy. To game 3. And we're going to take a quick break. Alright, game 3. We have Margrave, along with the Village Green. A few different ways to trash. Oh, there's Cathedral. That's a little risky with Margrave. It's okay with... I guess Village Green helps that out a little bit. Oh boy. I don't know. Okay, Skumpy's going for the Cathedral open. Cathedral with nomads is kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure I want Cathedral either. I'd kind of like to see davidr skip Cathedral and see how that goes. The trouble with like skipping Cathedral is it's not a tempo trasher, Exorcist, so you're kind of forfeiting your ability to hit 5 on the next turn if you open Exorcist. I mean, you might get lucky and hit 5. I want to see Nomads here from Skumpy. But silver's fine. Let's go. Very good draw for Skumpy. We get Margrave here. Village Green the next turn. So davidr manages a pretty good draw here. Manages to hit their 5 and then presumably collide Exorcist with... No, Exorcist missed the shuffle. Never mind. The Skumpy's getting like perfect draws. Alright, where do we go from here as Skumpy? Crossroads, maybe? We could get Nomads Village Green. That's decent. But a little greedy, maybe. It's kind of good, though. I think eventually putting Training on Village Green... Ooh, that's a little awkward with the duration. Maybe not. Expand, not so great since you're out of estates. Alright, what are we pairing with Village Green? I would kind of like Nomads there. So I'm not sure what we're doing. Silver? Nah, I prefer Nomads. Whoa, plays the Village Green. Huh? Why wouldn't you duration play it? What am I missing? I don't know what's going on. Second Margrave, I think. Yep. I think this is Gumpy's only village, right? Yeah. Makes sense. A little unlucky there for Skumpy, but not bad. I don't love training there, but I don't hate it. Unlucky draw for Skumpy, seemingly. Alright, davidr's got past a slow start. Now has 3 wisps. Wait, no, maybe just 2. Okay, well, got it. Alright, just going for payload through village greens. Okay. Hmm. No, but you shouldn't do that. You just passed up the coins. You didn't need that. You should have just played one village green from duration. davidr's communications are baffling me. If you want to resign, resign. Don't ask your opponent whether you should resign. But yeah, anyways, with Skumpy there, he should have only reacted with one of the village greens. That would still let them play both Margraves and get 2 extra coins this turn. And have a duration village green heading into next turn. It's just strictly better. Yeah, I think the Cathedral Open was correct. I don't think davidr was out of the game necessarily, but certainly behind. Game 4. Okay. Probably we do conventional draw. Minion doesn't play nicely with stockpile or counterfeit. Counterfeit stockpile is a little synergy by itself. We are, let's see, we have expand and asceticism for estate trashing. So what do we open? Could be double stockpile. Could be stockpile asceticism, or it could be stockpile border guard. If you're, you could also open anvil, I guess. I don't love that, but it is an option. I like double stockpile. You can potentially get off a good asceticism or even expand. And if not, you still get counterfeit. That's good card. You could even play with like a council room, like a counterfeit council room on turn 3 and 4. You can pick up the villages later. This is a colony kingdom. There's the anvil. So davidr has a choice of whether or not, probably just buy a 5 cost here. I don't know. Come on, Skumpy. You don't need to follow. I would open double stockpile. Stock Prepare was Grimbro's suggestion. Is that better than Asceticism? I think permanently trashing an estate is better than skipping 2 estates or an estate and putting a copper into play. But I suppose it's close. Close-ish. Fishmonger was not on my list. As Skumpy, do we get the expand? I would like it. You could also go with Asceticism, trashing 3 cards. Pretty good tempo play. davidr is going for Minion. That's weird. Do we counterfeit the copper or the stockpile here? You have 6 coins if you counterfeit the copper. 8 if you counterfeit the stockpile. I don't know. What's the play? Council room without a wandering minstrel? Oh, you get to double minstrel here potentially. That wasn't guaranteed though. davidr could attack with Minion. Still, it ends up being good for Skumpy. I would definitely get double minstrel here. Prepare. That's surprising. Minstrel. What are you even thinking for? You have a council room, and an expand in your deck. What? Wow. Okay. Skumpy's on a different wavelength than me. All right, we've done it. We've gotten a big turn. What's our play? Minstrel border guard. But you have a minion. What is that minion doing? Minion and council room are at odds with one another. Seems like it works out decently here. Potentially. Interesting play. I like that heads up play for expand to avoid the dead draw with council room. I feel like there were a lot of opportunities to buy asceticism for both players. I think that was probably correct. Oh, there's one. Minstrel. It's a good card. Buy it. There's literally nothing else to buy. Oh my. What is that silver doing? That is the most bizarre silver buy I have seen. Wow. Shocking stuff. Mm-hmm. Can potentially play with another council room. Potentially. Oh, we thinking about asceticism? Yeah, that's pretty good. Do it. Asceticism trash too. It's got to be the best thing you can do here. I mean, you didn't play the copper, so. All right. Unlucky draw for Skumpy. davidr should buy a platinum. I feel pretty confident about that. What should you gain, though? Wandering Minstrel or Council Room? Definitely not Minion, I wouldn't think. The payload is treasure. Minion is not a good card when the payload is treasure. This Minstrel has a 2 out of 5 chance of drawing into Council Room, I think. Because either Council Room or Minstrel, we'll get there. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's not another Minstrel? Yeah, there's nothing really to expand. It's a pretty bad draw. Get Minstrel. There's no reason to think. What are we doing? Thinking about holding on to the stockpile? You could get 2 minstrels if you did that. Yeah, no. Minstrel. Counterfeit stockpile. Gold border guard. Okay. Seems reasonable. Ooh, this could really hurt if the minion discards. Okay. These minions are doing something. I'm just not sure. Oh, hold on. I am totally mistaken. I thought for sure davidr had a council room. That's not the case? Wait, what? We're going to expand first? Okay. I still don't like the minion deck, but it's more coherent now. Wait, why would you buy silver if you're playing a minion deck over minstrel? The minion deck plays with minstrel, minion, and expand. And I guess fishmonger's fine. The council room deck can play with treasures. Piles are getting low. Although I don't know what the third pile will be, if anything. With the stockpiles going away, not a whole lot of plus buy. Asceticism? No. Fishmonger? What are these fishmongers doing? what does Fishmonger think? Like, what? Minstrel's the card you want. Okay. Minstrel Border Guard here, I guess. Mm-hmm. The minion attacks have been really hurting Skumpy, but part of that comes down to good luck. On the other hand, Skumpy should have trashed more cards by now through asceticism or counterfeit. Like, getting a second counterfeit is a reasonable choice earlier in this game. Who has the last stockpile? I wonder. Minion? It's crazy how much davidr's minions have collided. Wait, were you supposed to play that? I'm not so sure. That's not a coherent deck. No, you should be playing Council Room before you play that border guard. You know you have two good cards on top. That's a little bit awkward, but not too bad. Will that counterfeit get drawn? 1 in a 2 chance. Wait, why not pick up the counterfeit directly? The minstrel's no good. Border guard should definitely have picked up the counterfeit, right? That was unnecessarily risky. Worked out though. Okay. What's the play? Gotta be worried about the opponent's ability to pile. Win in hand. Is there the buys? Ah. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Ah, nice on Skumpy for seeing that. The counterfeit anvil line. That's pretty cool. It's the only workshop you can counterfeit. Ordinarily. Alright, Skumpy goes up 4-0. On to game 5. Ideally. Ideally. We have Shepherd. Spice Merchant, that's good. Minion. But no plus actions, so... Pretty awkward kingdom. I mean, there is Prepare. The problem with Prepare is the plus buy is also a little bit hard to get. Spice Merchant, or, but that's terminal, or loot from Cutthroat. Cutthroat looks pretty important here. Once you have plus buy, you can do prepare things. Yeah, the loot looks really important. Haven Shepherd, yeah. Minion could be annoying. I don't know. I don't think the Minion deck does good for itself. davidr is very frustrating. I don't know. I think I'd open Spice Merchant Silver. I really want the Cutthroat, but it's not really the kind of card that makes sense to rush. Haven? I don't know. I don't know. Haven's pretty weak in the opening. But I don't really know what our game plan is, so I can't be too critical. Cutthroat as the first 5 is not appealing because then you need to like hit 6 to activate it. So what do we play with? What's our first 5? It could be Minion. Not that I think the Minion deck is very good. I just really don't know. Everything else is terminal. Minion is a little bit of econ. That'll kind of keep you from getting blocked. It's all about the loot from Cutthroat, I think. Imagine getting staff. That'd be so good in this kingdom. Okay. Why did we open Haven? Well, right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good prepare stuff that you can do in this kingdom, but first you need the plus buy. Getting the plus buy from Spice Merchant is like not great. What is this Haven here for? I don't know. They both opened Haven. There's nothing wrong with silver. I guess you can get colonnade points with Haven. How's that going for it? Alright, what's our plan? I'm very curious to see. Minion first? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking Minion first, then Cutthroat. And then maybe play with Shepherds. Kind of like to have a silver in my deck, though. You know, the one I would have opened. Just make it more likely to hit the 6 you need to activate Cutthroat. Draw, Haven, whatever. That's a dead turn, but that means next turn you'll definitely hit a bunch. So we set aside Estate so that it misses the shuffle, I guess. Okay. Alright, what's our plan, davidr? What's our plan? Cutthroat first. I'm worried about that. I guess only one person needs to activate Cutthroat. Interesting. Skumpy not going for Cutthroat. Huh. If you play without Cutthroat, you're playing without plus buy for the most part. I mean, you can get plus buy temporarily with Spice Merchant. Not really a thing. Maybe you can win this game without, though. I can believe that. Well, these Havens don't look very good to me. But they did get Skumpy 8 colonnade points. That's something. Okay, are we hitting 6 here? Yeah. So Cutthroat can activate. I like davidr's position here. Buy gold, get loot. If it's staff, oh my goodness. So good. Sexton's good. Good card. I mean, they're almost all good. I would even like Chalice there. I just don't want the balloons or... Yeah, I guess I want plus buy. Yeah. This is looking good. Let's get some more loot. Probably. I think it's correct. Fine. Alright, so Skumpy does get a Cutthroat, just kind of late to it. I don't think the colonnade points matter too much. Not an 8-4 split. Estates are a lot of VP in this kingdom if you're playing with plus buy. I don't know about keeping that Cutthroat, but it looks like it worked out. That's not a great shuffle to trigger. Oh, you have... No, you don't have Sextant. Rough. Yeah, I don't know about that. So I think as davidr, you don't actually have to activate Cutthroat anymore. Let your opponent do it. Force them to it, because you have the advantage in plus buy. So you can just get by fine without. Maybe the play was prepare shepherd. I guess I don't really know what you'd buy other than a second shepherd here. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really dislike that. You have the edge already in plus buy. You're just going to get extra plus buy for free whenever your opponent activates their cutthroat. Why would you need another? Why didn't you get a shepherd? That's your key card to make this turn work. It's draw. Why don't you want draw? What the heck? Wonder if he should have just. Yeah, I don't know about any of this. I would buy a shepherd. davidr didn't do that. That's what I would have done. You gotta play that copper. Or that spice merchant. Attack. Is Skumpy ever gonna hit 6 coins by himself? Maybe eventually. The attack would have really hurt. Save the shepherd. Save the shepherd. Yep. Don't buy gold. Force Skumpy to. I don't know. Maybe buying gold's okay. That's a lot of stop cards you're adding to your deck, though. Womp, 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 womp. That's rough. Is Skumpy playing without Shepherd? Kind of wild. I still don't like activating it as davidr. I think it's just really a good spot to be if you force your opponent to activate it and then they have to like give you the loot. Chalice is fine. Not great, but fine. Oh, that's really good. You just set up a shepherd turn. And if it gets minions, so be it. I mean, it's going to get minioned, right? Like, Skumpy sees that. Still, it's fine. Yeah, okay. Just try to get the shepherd and green. It's unfortunate to see the two shepherds there. That's what I was wondering about. You could be bad either way. It is not playing that Haven. What? Why didn't we play the Haven first? And then we could have Minion discarded if we wanted. Have a clean shuffle. Baffling. Skumpy's deck is, again, kind of at odds. Minion with treasure payload. Not really great. Okay, he's kind of shifting course to shepherd draw. Little late. Little late. Oh, there it is. Save this shepherd. Save a shepherd. Yep. Is this Spice Merchant out of targets? Mistake. Mistake. Keep the green, I guess. You could prepare. I don't actually know if that's good. That's a nice shepherd. Okay, it looks like all the copper's in the trash. So the Spice Merchants don't accomplish anything. Ooh, Skumpy with the comeback here. Wow, that's a very good draw for Skumpy. That's a crazy good draw. Probably save the duchy. I don't think you want to play the Spice Merchant. I'd rather have a duchy havened. Yeah. Your opponent probably isn't attacking anymore, so just set up the shepherd. Top deck's everything. Interesting choice. Interesting. Ooh, maybe Minion does get played. Wow. It's a lot of luck seeing all those minions together. Ends up working out fine, though. Ends up working out just fine. I'd play one Haven on Spice Merchant, I think. What? I don't think you need to do that, but okay. Maybe it's all good. Oh, that's actually good. I see. This is actually really good. But now you're in a bit of a trouble. If you buy Double Province Estate, I don't know if you lose. You lose to Province Double Estate, which are your opponent Are they capable of doing that? I think they only have 2 buys, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, double province estate is safe then. Province duchy is a losing tie for Skumpy. No, no. No, you can safely get double province estate. Your opponent. Okay. Wait, why would you discard any of that? Yeah, what? I missed that they discarded with Sextant. You shouldn't discard any of that. You have a shepherd in a haven. I'm looking right at it. I'm looking right at it. Huh? All right, our opponent has double sextant, insignia, amphora, right? Excuse me, davidr. And then there's doubloons and chalice. Yeah. There's no risk to taking double province estate. Literally no risk. I don't davidr, I don't know what they're doing there. It's like they're trying to lose the game. Oh yeah, Spice Merchants plus buy. Thank you. Thank you, Maharath. That is a realistic risk. Only need some 12 coins for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now davidr still shouldn't have discarded any of those green cards with Sextant, or maybe one green card to trigger a shuffle. Wait, no, I don't know. I'm a little confused. How about a great many things? Yeah, so here with this hand, for instance, Skumpy could have won if davidr went double province estate. Good to know. Now, what does Skumpy do? Triple Duchy. Oh, no Triple Duchy. Imagine if you just had 2 more estates in your hand. Or 2 more green cards. Ooh. Can davidr actually spike 3 provinces? No. Okay. So if you get double province duchy here, well, actually, double province estate, you guarantee win. Now I'm pretty confident of that, right? That's 14 VP, the most your opponent can get is 12. So yeah, you just grab all the points here. There's no downside. Also, you have 19 coins, so yeah. Yeah, you're pretty locked in as davidr here. Double province estate. What? What, why? Oh, that was not the thing, but okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's really fine. It's really okay. Keep them. Why are you discarding your green cards? You have a shepherd set aside. Can anybody explain? Can anybody explain why we're discarding those green cards? The math works just fine. You buy 2 provinces and an estate. I mean, you shouldn't have spice merchant your gold, but it doesn't actually matter. Actually, maybe it's ideal to do that. Fewer stop cards, whatever. This would be tragic if davidr lost because this is a lock. Now, the only question that I would have had is whether to keep 5 green cards on top or 4. Because if you keep 5, you don't trigger a shuffle. If you keep 4, you do trigger a shuffle. Time's out. I think I would keep 4. You have plenty of green cards, so yeah, keeping 4 on top is, I think, what I would do. Keeping 0 is clearly wrong. Oh, this is giving me anxiety. I don't know what 12 either way means. I don't know what 12 either way means. It's important to recognize. I mean, if you get province 4 estates, I don't know. You're just not in a good spot. Not just best, it's just a lock. If you get 2 province estate and you top deck 4 green cards, you're just guaranteed to win. You're like literally guaranteed to win. All right. I don't think Skumpy can get triple province, but can they win with double province? They can win with double province estate. So Skumpy just gave, or excuse me, davidr just potentially gave the game away. Depends. Oh, that was not correct Haven play. That was not the correct Haven play. I don't know if Skumpy could have won here. Oh, they needed the spice merchant. Yeah, it's all very awkward for Skumpy. All right. Yeah. Okay, so davidr won. But boy, was that stressful for me in particular. Okay. davidr is on the board. Let's get On to game 6. The final game. Vault doesn't do anything if you don't have plus buy, Skumpy. Now Vault instead of second Cutthroat for davidr. Yeah, sure. That could have worked. Oh, lovely. Berserker. Ooh, Journey. I like Journey. Are there any Siren tricks? Oh. Biding Time is kind of broken. But Tea House isn't a high priority, so it might not even activate. Tracker Siren? Okay. Thank you, Maharath. So Tracker's ability to top deck Siren can work around its requirement. I recommend somebody do that. Well, Skumpy should definitely do that. Journey Tracker, interesting. Yeah, so this kingdom has plus actions, but it's pretty awkward to get to. It costs 6, you see. Although Charlatan makes the curses not quite as bad as usual. Still pretty bad. And then, yeah, there's just no way to trash. Yikes. Biding Time is such a game changer in this board. So I wonder how early, if and when our players will get a tea house. I don't know. davidr is very talkative in chat, but I wouldn't have brought my opponent's attention to Biding Time. Like, they probably notice it, but there's just no need to put it in front of their face as a key element of the kingdom. Silver is not inspiring. So what do we get here? I hadn't considered it. Charlatan? Courtier? Probably Charlatan, right? Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Huh. Do we buy Journey here? No, we don't. Do we get a Berserker? You know, Marauder's not even a terrible card. It usually is, but it might not be so terrible here. And then on the other hand, there's Way of the Mole, which makes the runes not quite as bad, maybe. So what do we gain? Sheepdog? Yeah, okay. Okay, there's nothing to think about, Skumpy. Oh, that's kind of funny. I don't think you want a second tracker, though. Oh, it's Forest Gift. Excuse me? Does this work? Does this work? It's still this turn, right? Or no, it's not this turn anymore. Huh. Well, weird. Very weird. We got an attack off. I mean, the journey did give an attack, but it also triggered a shuffle without a siren, and you lost a charlatan. So, and you don't have the tracker in that shuffle. I'm not sure that was a winning journey, but it's honestly, it's kind of close. Journey's just that good. Now, it could be Skumpy's not aware of the synergy because they just bought a second tracker. I was gonna say if they buy a second tracker, that's an indication that they. Is that correct? I mean, whatever. No, they don't know. Yeah, Scumpy doesn't know. And davidr is even telling his opponent about it working, which again you should not do. So close, Maharat says. What do you mean so close? They could have played the second tracker and bought the siren. Oh, they were trying to play the siren, maybe? So close to doing it. I mean, when you're given the opportunity and you choose not to do it, then I'm pretty sure that indicates you don't know that it's a thing. So Scumpy has seen their opponent do it. They have seen their opponent talk about doing it. Will they? And they have two trackers in the deck. Okay, Tea House gained. Biding time will activate. When it does, the kingdom changes dramatically. That's a nice Flames gift. It'd be better if you had a curse in hand, but, you know. Did we not want to? We could have gained gold there. I think I would have liked to gain gold there. But you can gain Border Village here now, so that's pretty good. Village is a good card. Alright, is Skumpy gonna get a siren? Presumably Border Village siren. The gears are turning. Yeah. Give me a heart attack, man. Are you gaining a siren or not? Oh my... Okay, you can still gain a siren, right? I don't want two berserkers in my deck, by the way. Hey, we got there. Yeah, I don't want two berserkers. What are you even gaining with these berserkers? I mean, sheepdog, fine, okay, whatever. I don't want to. I don't want to. Berserker attack isn't even good against Siren. Why are we doing that? Yep, journey makes sense. You want to play your siren. Good journey. I believe in sheepdog. I mean, you can play with courtier. You know, respond to opponent's sirens. Berserker maybe. Did Skumpy not have 4 coins? That's kind of sad. We do want to play with courtier because it's plus buy, right? Oh, hey, siren's even a good target for courtier. I do not like that second berserker. What are you even going to gain when sheepdog's gone? I guess you can pile siren out. That's kind of fun. Wait, what? Oh, journey. Gotcha. Gotcha. Journey to play siren. The journey concludes. This might be a kingdom where you want to play with 3 sirens. Nah. Well, biding time. We'll make that irrelevant, maybe. Do you get to order biding time and siren draw? The start of your next turn. The start of your next turn. Yeah, it seems like you should be able to order it. Okay. I don't know what we're doing here. Maybe nothing. Sheepdog draw is kind of not great with siren draw. I mean, it's fine. I guess you were going to draw it anyway. Is that a good journey? I think it's not a good journey. I think it's a bad journey. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. I'd be very reluctant to buy Journey when I put Siren in play like that. Well, that's really bad. Why did you mold that sheepdog? You just drew into your Siren that you can't play. Hmm. Seems really bad. Maybe Biding Time won't activate. Hmm. I don't know in whose interest it is. Should we get Wild Hunt? Courtier's good. The good old Moon's Gift. Okay, click the siren now. Look at that second Berserker. How wonderful is that going to be? What an amazing card it's going to be. We got a mole here, right? Maybe you just gain Siren. Actually, you can gain Siren. Yeah, I'd gain Siren here. I'm on board. Let's play Berserker to gain Siren. And then buy Journey. What? Why'd we do that? Why'd we do that? Why are we doing that? Why'd you even risk the draw? I don't know. I want to play a Siren every turn. That's a good turn. Journey and Border Village. Wild Hunt, I think. Doesn't really matter. This is going to end on piles. Probably before biding time activates. Interesting. Well, that's not good. Oh, there we go. Forgot about Way of the Mole. Oh, hey, davidr has a Berserker. So Skumpy is currently 1 point down on account of trashing their estate. I would not be moling Sheepdog. I might play Sheepdog to clear out the last two cards, but I don't know what they are. Okay. Draw with Wild Hunt. Draw with Wild Hunt. Draw with Wild Hunt. What? This is baffling stuff. That's pretty cool. Let's go Sheepdogs. I don't think anybody has demonstrated an ability to get 2 border villages in 1 turn. So you don't really need to play around that. On the other hand, you don't have 6, so you don't even have a chance. You gonna get Tea-House finally? Probably the best card here. Could be Wild Hunt. What a kingdom. Oh boy. Skumpy playing real scared. Right into a shuffle you buy that duchy? Ugh. That's gross. Oh hey, you can reveal a treasure curse. It's your only source of buy. A little unfortunate. Hmm. It's a lot of money and no plus buy. Yeah, you really need to take buy, but it's awkward because then you can't trigger the sheepdogs non-terminally. It's all pretty awkward. Buy province when you can, probably. Mm-hmm. Those are some reasonably good cards. This is ridiculous. All right. It can be a journey. That's not a journey. Hmm. I would have wanted a journey so I could get Siren in play. Then again, I would have gained more than two Sirens by this point. That's an interesting choice. Discard the gold so that you can play Sheepdog. You can mold a Sheepdog. I think it might be worth. In fact, I would have done it. That's pretty good though. Never too late for Wisp in this kingdom. Hey, we're doing it? Let's go. Let's go. I like that play. Let's go. Nice playing. Journey? No? I don't know. Any turn I don't play a Siren, I think I want a Journey. Oh, so close. And yet so far. Take the points, probably. Maybe you can win this turn. No, not quite. If you had 2 more coins, you could go Estate Journey, hope to find Pouch, you know. Okay. That's not bad. Just get as much green as you can. So maybe Berserker for Estate by Border Village Duchy. You could also... Yeah, I mean, you draw with Sheepdog and maybe you get to Province that way. Tracker could get to Province, but it's unlikely because you've already seen Forest. There it is. Province. Oh, I thought it was Province. My bad. Okay. Congratulations to Skumpy for winning 5-1. Off to a good start this season. Thanks for watching the first featured match of the season. There will be more to come. Until the next one.